Now I'm not one to gossip, but um, I do need to say this on this whole uh, R. Kelly-ish kind of thing too, because I really do not support, nor do I have any sympathy for, the whole thing of this dude and how he is. He's worse with the adults than he was with the kids, and yet and still, I think my issue is the mere fact that there's so many people right now that are out there acting as if these terrible tragedy things are so this, that, and the other. He has to be the one and only person that has caused everyone else to have all of this energy and this anger and this emotion about these things, when in fact a lot of us in this industry have seen this all of our lives to some degree, and a lot of uglier things. Thank God for this new internet and everything, that we can now start telling these stories. But the reality of this whole thing is that I remember back in the 70s and 80s when we were doing, especially the 80s, when we were doing the hip hop shows and stuff like that, and the stuff that would happen in backstage with underage, young, unescorted, girls and boys, was unbelievable, and the ability for people to actually call them victims, when yes they were, but they were more victims for the mere fact that they shouldn't have had their asses out unescorted and this, that, and the other, in the manner into which they were doing the things that they were. Some of the things that I used to see in hotels and truck stops and whatnot with all these people like this have always been a certain level of OMG that you can't even speak of. And this is just rock and roll. We're not even going to get into the theater and the movie industry and all these other things like that. But what gets me is the mere fact that there's so many people right now out there that have the nerve to use this much energy against one dude, when there are so many cases right now of people who have been bigger and better, that have created the environment that's created people like him. And nobody's saying anything. Nobody says anything about your preachers and your pastors and the people down the street and the people in your family and this, that, and the other that are doing the same freaking things that everybody basically just sits back and chews silently at holiday family meetings. While right now everybody wants to take so much of an odd that if you're not feeling their pain, then they want to basically dismiss you out of their lives. And I'm good with that, because, we have to stop being so freaking hypocritical about who we pick our battles with, and pick bigger, better battles to fight, because this is a bigger and better issue than just R. Kelly. Now, I ain't want to gossip. You ain't hear from me, but what good is it going to be to get one guy that we all know? How many people you know? We should be doing something bigger. Should be doing something better. Use this energy right now for something better than just R. Kelly.